Hello, my name is Alberto Marquez, and this is a second video in the series of how to do animation in the latest version of Arena. In the previous video, we did the animation for the conveyors. If you need to check that one, that comes first, and if you have seen that one, we're going to continue here with the animation for transporters. In the previous video we defined the distance, but we have not defined the transporter, so we can animate the transporter by selecting animate, and then you have the option to do transporter, and if you click there you can select the transporter that you're going to use. In this case we're going to animate the transporter 1. We can open the library for that comes with a Rockwell Arena package, and you will have a few vehicles loaded into the model. So you can select, for instance, one of the lift trucks and copy from the library to the working area that you're going to have, and you want that image to be maybe the one that is for idle and busy and also inactive. You can of course change the colors or things of that nature. If we can work a couple of things here when we want to make sure that when we are busy, we want to identify where is the right point, and here you have right point, and you can select where the right point will be. That little icon is at the center of the icon that will represent the entity, so we can modify that. We can edit this diagram by changing the color, or actually what you can do is you can copy that and then you can open, for instance, PowerPoint, and in PowerPoint you can, let's see, you can paste it, and it is just a geometric figure that you can actually edit. You can create also your own image in any package and take that image, bring it back to Arena and use it as your transporter or the entity. We're going to do that in a moment. The picture ID that we're going to call this is going to be lift truck. Lift truck. Okay. Very good. I think that's good. And we can just close this. Okay, so we hit enter and we bring that image here. Very good. Now we are going to do we're going to select the entity, and in this case I can use this box to be my entity. Well, the box is not being used because we need to make an assignment that we're going to use that particular box. So here, immediately after arriving, we're going to make an assignment. We connect the create with the assign and the assign with the station, and what each one of the entities may have different pictures as long as we give them a particular attribute, and the attribute, it's already kind of predefined as an entity attribute directly, and you can say here picture box. So we have done that, and the moment that we execute now, what you see is the box traveling through the system. Now you see the transporter is carrying the box. You see that when the transporter is traveling from the process station to the final destination, it shows the box in the transporter. But in a moment, the transporters are going to have to come back to pick up more product. And when they travel back, they will not show the empty box. I mean, they will not show the box at all. So let me modify that run so you can perceive it. What we're going to do is run a little bit faster on the animation. 10 times faster, actually. Okay, so now it's starting to come back. And maybe we can appreciate now. Again, reducing the speed. You see some of the transporters are going loaded in one direction and traveling empty in the opposite direction. Of course, you can represent the distance as a road or a street or anything that you may need. Similarly, the conveyor, you can depict an image on top of it to try to represent where the box is going or where the entity is going. And that's how you animate the transporters and the entities. We can animate more because we have these cues, and we can add points to represent where the entities are going to be waiting, or keep using the line in case they have to. We can just make it longer, and we can animate more cues. For instance, there is a cue associated with the process. Place it. And that's my cue associated with the process. I have another cue associated with waiting to access the conveyor. So now all of those cues can be animated. And also the resource can be animated. We can add from the library. In this case, equipment maybe. And here you have different type of equipment. Let's just select this one, and this can be used for idle, busy, inactive, or failed. We can actually come inside of this, and if it's idle, maybe we can change all the colors to a particular color. All right. Well, we can add something. Say, for instance, we can add a blue dot. All right. And now we select everything. We can go back to this one, and that could be my new icon. Right. And this will be my new icon. Close that. And now you can see it's the same thing but with a blue icon. I go to the next one, and maybe I can add that type of diagram here. Right? So when it's busy, I can fill it with maybe green, and close it, and you see it's there with green. If it's inactive, you can do the same thing, but maybe now with different color. A little bit difficult to work with that. You have to select the edge. All right, maybe yellow now. There you go. And finally, we can use an icon of a red dot. So we have defined the idle, busy, inactive, and failed. In case that we have that, we're going to call this is our resource 1, and hit enter. And where do we want it? We want it here. This is where our resource is. We can resize it. Right. And we can run simulation. Now you see the icon change to the green dot when it's busy. And it should change back to blue dot in case that there is an opportunity for it to wait. Now the queue of the system is depicted here, so maybe we can move that queue here because this is the product that is waiting to be processed, and the queue for the departure could be maybe here, waiting to be departed, and the other queue is the queue at the beginning of the station. We can move the station farther. There you go. Waiting for the transporter. Now that we have seen what we're doing, now we can streamline this a little bit. There you go. All right. So let's see the animation. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And this is more what you would expect. Arena is changing the shape of the boxes randomly. This is a feature, quite honestly, I don't know how it's been done. But the purpose of having the entities represented, the transporters, the resources and the queues, it was successful. So I hope you find this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one. Have fun.